So, this is my first YouTube video. We need to talk about Alexander Isak. There's a couple of things I think we need to get out in the open and be honest with ourselves as Newcastle fans. I think we've got to look at it from different people's perspectives. We have to look at it from Alexander Isak's perspective, from Eddie Howe's perspective, from us, the fans' perspective. It's important to look at it, I think, also from his teammates' perspective and also from PIF. But in this video, I think we need to focus purely on Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak, if you don't know, is currently one of the best strikers in the Premier League. Probably maybe in Europe, arguably the world. But currently he is hot, he's on fire. He wants to leave Newcastle, or he wants to explore his options. He's had a fantastic 2 seasons. We bought him from Real Sociedad 3 seasons ago for approximately 63 million. I think it's important to remember that when he came to the Premier League, not many people knew him. He's a very tall, fast, skillful Swedish striker. He's been tearing it up for the last 2 years. He wants to leave now after winning the League Cup. I think Keith Downey, a very respectable Sky Sports and Newcastle supporter, did fear that this might happen when we won the League Cup last season, that it was a bit of a box ticked for a couple of players in terms of what more can we really achieve. I mean, realistically, what can they do? They're not going to win the league, they're not going to win the Champions League. Possibly the FA Cup is maybe the next step. Getting into top 4 is going to be seen as an achievement. But for somebody like Alexander Isak, he wants and feels as if he deserves more than that. Is he wrong in thinking that? No, I would say no, he's not wrong. Is he wrong in wanting to earn more money? No, he's not. I think that the club has let him down by not offering him a new contract. If you've got players like Jack Grealish on 300k a week and Alexander Isak on reportedly 120k a week, he's thinking, you know, my career is short. Eddie Howe himself said and admitted that that is the case. Players' careers are short. You've probably got 12, maybe 13 years at the top level. Every season that goes by represents about 10% of your career. And he's within his rights to be wanting to and earning as much as he possibly can. So from Alexander Isak's perspective, I think this is what a lot of people are not looking at. I think they're thinking it's Newcastle's fault, or it's Alexander Isak's fault, or it's PIF's fault. And this is what I want to cover in all of these videos. The first one I think we need to look at is from Alexander Isak's perspective. In my opinion, I don't know him personally, I don't know Eddie Howe, I don't know any of the players. I'm just an avid Newcastle fan and have been so for more than 25 years. I just want to see the club do well, and for the club to do well, we have to keep hold of our best players. We cannot, as soon as a big bid comes in, we cannot let go. I think if you look at Tottenham, what they did with Gareth Bale, when he wanted to go on to bigger and better things, yes, they bought 3 or 4 good players, but who are they? You know, Lamela, you know, didn't set the world alight. If you've got a quality player, you've got to keep hold of him. From Alexander Isak's perspective, I think it's poor in terms of how he's handled it. Now, he's not come out publicly and said anything, and I think everyone is hoping and wishing that he did, Liverpool in particular. But I think from his perspective, the thigh injury is rubbish, absolute rubbish. He's not got a thigh injury. He's thrown his toys out the cot. He's basically gone on strike. He said, listen, I'm not playing against Celtic. Eddie Howe sends him home. Oh, shame. Okay, well done. trains for himself for half an hour. Apparently he has a thigh strain, then doesn't jet out with the rest of the teammates to Asia for any of the warm-up games. Is poor, absolutely poor. It's like he's checked out. He's checked out of the club. We can't afford that. We've just let go of Callum Wilson. He's just signed for West Ham. And Alexander Isak represents our only striker currently at the club. Sula, with all due respect, he's too young. He needs to go abroad, or he needs to go maybe to one of the relegated teams. I think would be a good shout, and get some good game time. He needs good game time. He needs to be getting minutes. He cannot be Newcastle's first choice striker. We need to keep hold of him personally, unless we get, or Newcastle gets, £150 million offer plus. The offer that was put in today at 110 plus some add-ons is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Strikers, if you think about strikers, who are the best players? Who are the best players in the world? Immediately, Maradona, Pele, Messi, Ronaldo, R9. These guys, I mean, Zidane personally is one of my favorites, but every single best player in the world puts the ball in the back of the net. Alexander Isak, for the last 2 seasons, has been arguably, with him and Haaland, the best Premier League striker. Arsenal are crying out for a striker. Man United are crying out for a striker. Chelsea are crying out for a striker. And Liverpool actually don't have a striker either. Newcastle, the reason that they got into the Champions League position this season was because we had a quality striker. Of course, everyone said we had a fantastic midfield. Yes, we've got a solid back four, and Nick Pope has done a job for us as well. But we have a quality striker. We cannot let go of him. I personally would let him sit on the bench and sulk. I would go and get Sesko. I know we've put a bid in for him today for about 70 million or 60 million plus add-ons. We need 2 quality strikers. We've got Champions League this season. We've got the Premier League where we have to try and get ourselves back into the top 4. We can't do that with one striker. Alexander Isak can't play all the minutes. It's probably one of the reasons why he's thinking, oh, I can't carry the load here. I had Callum Wilson last season and I got Sula as my backup. If we bring up 2 quality strikers who can play alone as a number 9, do it. I think that personally that's what he wants. He wants to play with Mo Salah. He wants to play with quality players around him. He wants to play with Verts at Liverpool. This thing about him going to Saudi Arabia, it's an absolute smokescreen. They can offer him all the money in the world. Alexander Isak wants to win trophies. He wants to compete for league titles. He's not going to do that at Newcastle unless we strengthen. It's currently, today is the 2nd of August. We've signed 2 players. We signed the right winger Anthony Elanga, good, for competition for Murphy on the wing. We've needed to do that for the last season. We need another striker, irregardless of this season. We needed a number 2 striker. Visa, is he going to get you in the top 4? Maybe, but not definitely. The thing that worries me is if we do get Sesko and we get Visa, I think Isak will go for less than 150, and we cannot let him go for less than 150 million pounds. Fine if it's 140 plus add-ons, but those add-ons need to be realistic things, like if Liverpool win the league, we get that 10 million definitely. If he scores more than 20 goals, we get that money. And with that money, we need to give ourselves a bit of PSR headroom for the next couple of years. We all know, everyone knows, we need another centre-back to replace Fabian Schär. He's getting old. He did a great, solid job for us last season, but we need another right-sided centre-back. Jamal Lascelles, what is he doing in the club? What is he doing? I think he's personally just ticking a box for the homegrown quota that we need in the league and obviously in Europe as well. We need a centre half. We've just signed Aaron Ramsdale, who got relegated with Southampton on loan with an option to buy. Fine, he joins the list of the other 9,000 goalkeepers we have at the club. Why are we keeping on signing goalkeepers? For what reason? We've got so many goalkeepers. We don't need them. Why does Eddie Howe, why does the club prioritize goalkeepers? We've just gone and bought someone. We've got another nine players in that position. I honestly don't understand. I don't understand it. We need a centre half. I'm hoping that the club in the background are going to pull out another surprise like they did with Bruno and with Tonali, where they used as a bit of a smokescreen. Everyone thought we were getting Barella from Inter Milan, and then we went and got Tonali at AC, like a very, very kind of cloak and dagger. Bruno as well, I think, was an absolutely fantastic buy. The scouting department at Newcastle are absolutely brilliant. They are fantastic. But the structure above the club at the moment is an absolute mess. Darren Eales is long-term ill. He's got an illness. He should be with his feet up, resting and getting better. He's done a fantastic job for Newcastle, but he should not have any burden on his shoulders. Paul Mitchell left on the 31st of June. It's been 30 days now where he's gone. Who's negotiating? Who for Newcastle is making all of these signings? Who signed Elanga? Who gave him that deal for £55 million? It's not good business. I think this is one of the reasons why Daryl Mitchell left Newcastle. I think him and Eddie Howe had a difference of opinion on who or what type of player they should be bringing to Newcastle. Mitchell had a reputation of getting uncovered gems. Guys like Sadio Mane when he was at Southampton. You know, getting them in really, really cheap, selling them high, giving you that PSR headroom. That was kind of worked really, really well at Monaco. He was at Spurs, obviously, and did that for a while. And at Southampton, he bought some really, really good players. But where are these clubs now? Where are they? They are not where Newcastle wants to be. Newcastle, as the chairman said, want to get to number one. To get to number one, you got to get quality and you got to keep them. Same thing happened with Rooney. For all of you who might remember back in the day, when he was at Man United, he had an argument with Sir Alex Ferguson, questioning where the club was going, asking for a bigger contract, saying, listen, if I'm going to stay here and I'm going to compete for Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, I can't do this on my own. I need quality around me. This is exactly what Alexander Isak is saying right now. He is correct in saying that. But for him to down tools, go to back to Sociedad without telling his manager, who is technically his boss, right? And saying, listen, FYI, I'm going to Spain. I'm going to go keep my fitness up. I'm going to go get some sunshine. Hope you don't mind, blah, 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 blah. To not even do that is completely disrespectful to his boss, to the club, and to us as fans. That is unacceptable. So I would put him on the bench. Newcastle can afford for him to sit on the bench. We've got money to burn. We've got absolute money to burn. We had a 70 million pound bid rejected for Ekitike. Last season we had 65 million pound bid rejected for Gahey. I think we would have had to sell more players for that to happen, but as we know, that hasn't happened. But there you go. There's your right-sided centre back. I know he plays on the left for Crystal Palace as well. But Botman's injury record, he can't play. He cannot. He played, I think, 30 plus games in his first season. What is going on with Botman's fitness? We can't rely on him. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do. We need another centre back. Keep hold of Isak. Go and get Sesko as well. Man United are snapping. They've got a structure at the moment. They've went and bought Cunha. They went and bought Buemo, and they are in the market for Sesko as well, possibly with Højlund going the other way. That is an attractive offer for Leipzig, where Sesko plays now. I want to do another video completely on Sesko if he comes. I want to do another video on Eddie Howe. I want to do a video on us as fans, and I think our expectations and where I see other fans and their view of us in terms of being deluded and thinking that we're a big club or we're not a big club, that whole debate. And then I want to do another video on the teammates at the moment. So the current crop at Newcastle, what's going through their minds, what's going through Bruno's mind, what's going through Dan Burns' mind, Sandro Tonali. I hear there's a lot of people saying he might be the next one out the door if Newcastle don't strengthen. We need another central midfielder, guys. We've just let Longstaff go to Leeds. Who's going to play central midfield? Joe Willock, sorry. So injury prone. He got stretched off again. We need another engine in the midfield. We cannot have our best team playing on a Wednesday night and then our best team expect them to perform again on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon in the Premier League. It can't happen. We need a crop of 2022 great, good players. Selling Isak is not going to give us that. It's not. He is an absolute superstar. I want to do another video on Newcastle strikers and where we think Isak sits. If I could send a message to Alexander Isak as well now, I would say, look, I get it. You could be earning more money elsewhere. You could be more likely to win trophies elsewhere. But Newcastle is a special place. If you stay here and take the number 9 shirt, just take it and become an absolute legend. Don't underestimate the potential that Newcastle, what we can achieve here. We've got a lot of things we need to fix, but they are not unfixable. I think we just need a structure, like we have with Stavely. We need a sporting director who can go into these meetings, get the best deals for Newcastle. I just think it's time that we stop talking, about things, and I think the club just needs to do something very, very quickly. I know we're biding our time with the stadium. We just looks like we signed a deal with Guinness as additional sponsorship, so that's good for revenue. We need to be more aggressive. I think looking at what Chelsea are doing, looking at what Aston Villa are doing, why are we sitting on the fences waiting for Man City's charges to come through for us to see, okay, this is what we can or we can't do on fair market value? This is my first video. I've got a lot to speak about. If you want to hear more about what I have to say, stay tuned, like and subscribe as well, and I'll keep the videos coming. Thank you. Don't forget.